I have often asked what it is like to be a television news reporter. That's certainly a loaded question, but it is an honor knowing that every day I have the attention of every single person that turns on ABC 27 News to find out what is going on in their community. Whether it is a global pandemic, an upcoming election, or a house fire, it is nearly impossible to know what my day has in store. But what's important are the facts and getting the story right. I have 8 hours to get everything prepared for the evening broadcast, and as you're about to find out, not everything goes as planned. So this video is for people that are pursuing journalism or want to be a television news reporter. We start my day right after my morning meeting where I get my assignments, but I get a phone call that quickly puts my day on a different path. So we just received a tip that there was a bomb threat made at the Rudders in Loganville, York County. So we don't have much information about it, but we just got in the car and we're heading that way. I'm gonna make some phone calls to Rudders corporate, see if they have any information they can give us. But in situations like this, we just go and see what we can find on scene. If it's nothing, we turn around. If it's something, we will get as much information as we can, shoot video. Nathan will spray the scene, and then we'll send that information back to our newsroom and potentially be live at noon. So we're just kind of heading into the scene cold, see what we can find. Hey Sean, did you get do an interview with WGAL? I would love to do an interview with you. What time are you free? Well, right now we are en route to a potential bomb threat in Loganville, but whether or not that is something or not, we can let you know. But yeah, let's hope not. So we just arrived. There's definitely a lot of activity here.
Oh boy.
What's going on?
I don't know. I was in there getting gas and then the state police came in.
You were here?
Yeah, I was living down the street. I was filling the tank up. Freaking Johnny Five's moving. Come on. Come on.
So while Nathan is spraying the scene and getting all of the video, I have been making calls to Rudders corporate and to state police. It's always proper etiquette to not approach state police when there is an active scene, to just step back and let them do their investigation, and to try to make contact with the PIO, the public information officer. Each troop has someone that is designated to talk to the media, and that is what I'll do. I'll try to make contact with them to see if I can figure out exactly what is going on. I also called my newsroom and gave them all of the information from just what I am seeing and what I am hearing and the video that Nathan is getting. My news director told me that this is enough to go live at noon. So it is 11:10 right now. So I'll get all the information that I can within the next half hour, 45 minutes, and then we will get ready to go live with this in our noon broadcast.
So it is just before our noon live shot on this story. I've just finished wrapping up all the B-roll that I need, set up the live shot with our TVU pack, the glorified cell phone, and Amy's right there behind me, writing her script for noon. Here's the scene, and we'll be live on air just before you know it.
Now, live with breaking news.
Police are spotting to a bomb threat at a York County gas station. Aimee Lewis will have a live report. More counties are under stay-at-home orders as coronavirus cases continue to rise. What other steps the state is taking to mitigate the virus? And one local community is going even further to contain COVID-19, how people could face fines if they're caught out in public.
Now, live with breaking news. This is ABC 27 News at noon.
Good afternoon. I'm James Crummell. COVID-19 cases continue to increase, and officials say it's only going to get worse. We're waiting on new numbers from the State Department of Health. We will get to that in just a moment. But first, breaking news in York County. Police responding to a bomb threat. This all happening at a Rutter's in Loganville. Our Aimee Lewis is there. She joins us with the details. Good afternoon, Aimee.
Hey, good afternoon, James. Well, state police have cleared out, but we believe that this all started as a call for suspicious activity. And when we arrived on scene here just shortly after 11 o'clock, they had the Rutter's convenience store completely evacuated, and state police did have it surrounded. It was the diesel gas pumps that were blocked off by caution tape. From what we could see where we were standing, is what appeared to have been a crock pot looking device that was placed near a gas pump. A bomb squad was using a remote control robot to check it out. Meanwhile, on the opposite side of the property, a bomb squad official was suiting up, and we watched as he too surveyed the property. Then just around 11:30, we watched as that official took the lid off the crock pot, turned it upside down to reveal that it was empty, and then he later tossed it into the trash. So as to why that crock pot was placed there and whether it was meant to cause any sort of alarm, we do not know. The Rutter's is now reopened. We did reach out to their corporate headquarters. At this time, they say they have no comment. Live in Loganville, Aimee Lewis, ABC 27 News.
Aimee, I'm just curious. Usually when you see these types of activities happen, they can draw a crowd. Was that the case now, especially with coronavirus and social distancing? Did you see other people gathering around while this was happening?
They all stayed in their cars. A lot of people were asking what was going on and whether they should be concerned. But we were talking to a lot of them and just explained the situation, and then they kept driving.
Very good. All right, Aimee, thank you very much. Live with that breaking news.
So we are leaving the Rutter's now. We just wrapped up our noon live shot. Believe it or not, that was just story number 1. Now we are on to story number 2, which is coronavirus related. We are heading to West York. We are going to talk to the borough manager there and potentially the police chief. They are putting a curfew on adults, actually everyone that lives in the borough, to kind of just control the spread of the coronavirus. We still have to learn those details. We have a 12:30 interview, so we should be there right on time. As Nathan gets some B-roll here, I'll explain to you how we are following the rules of social distancing, because reporters too have to stay 6 feet away from people that they're talking to. So what I believe is what is typically used for washing windows, we are now using as a holder for our stick mics. I think it's pretty genius. Alrighty, sir. So talk to me a little bit about what West York has most recently done.
Well, sure. Well, as you might have heard, the mayor did issue an order expanding our base curfew, and it has 2 provisions, a nighttime provision and a daytime provision. Mm-hmm. But I want to kind of first say this, West York Borough's had a curfew in place for juveniles since 2008 in its current format.
As Governor Wolf's stay-at-home order expands throughout the entire state, enforcement efforts aren't clear-cut. All right, so we have pretty much everything finished for the package that we are working on today, which is the curfew story. But we were just called by the mayor of York City to come to a press conference at City Hall, which is at 3 o'clock. We believe that the 3 o'clock press conference is going to be about rent payments, as it is the first of the month, and with all the coronavirus coverage that we are doing today, rent payments have been pretty much the forefront of conversation. So we are sure that the mayor is going to talk about that in some way. We'll get that information at City Hall.
What?
Are you excited for this press conference?
Very excited.
What do you have to say, CBS 21?
I don't have a lot to say. I'm speechless, which doesn't happen very much, but another day, another dime.
I'm good to go.
Yeah, you guys ready?
Good?
Are we waiting?
Yeah. Shall we do it? Let's do it.
All right, thank you for joining me here today. I just wanted to give you an opportunity. We sent out some press releases earlier regarding our enforcement of business closures, making sure that the evictions are not occurring for lack of payment. That was an order by the Supreme Court, and so we are enforcing that using the York City Police Department.
So we just wrapped up the press conference with the mayor. Now we are back in our bureau. So we will send back that interview to the station in Harrisburg, and we will continue working on our main story for the day, which is, again, the curfew story. I will finish writing, and then Nathan will start editing. And that curfew is now for adults too. From 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., police say they'll be on the lookout for people that don't have a reason to be traveling.
ABC 27 News at 5 starts now.
West York is enforcing the governor's stay-at-home order by expanding the borough's curfew ordinance. Aimee Lewis reports.
As Governor Wolf's stay-at-home order expands throughout the entire state, enforcement efforts aren't clear-cut. Police have already said that they won't conduct traffic stops. So how can officials keep people at home when they're supposed to be? West York is leaning on a 12-year-old curfew ordinance.
Our intent is for people to stay at home as much as possible.
And that curfew is now for adults too. From 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., police say they'll be on the lookout for people that don't have a reason to be traveling.
It would be more for concerns of where we're receiving calls already for a suspicious person or a person that's, walking the streets and we're concerned about exactly what the purpose is.
But there's also a daytime curfew for juveniles, created in 2008 to ensure school-aged students were in class and not out skipping school. Now the daytime curfew will be strongly enforced again to keep kids at home.
We've been tracking and trending our crime rates, and we've noticed a noticeable increase in daylight shopliftings and other such petty thefts occurring by juveniles.
Because according to West York Police Chief Matt Millsaps, crime in the borough has spiked.
It's several student-aged children at a time entering stores and just stealing off the shelves and that type of thing.
Kids can be outside if they're with a legal guardian. And of course, they can be on their front or back porch or their lawn. Fines start at $50 and they go up for repeat offenders. In West York, Aimee Lewis, ABC 27 News.
Thanks to Aimee.
So there's a glimpse at a day in the life, some behind-the-scenes TV magic for you. Here are some tips if you want to pursue journalism. Stop using the words and like in your everyday conversation. Also, once school opens, try to shadow a reporter, build a demo reel. That'll get you a job right out of college. If you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out. My email is alewis@abc27.com. You can also talk to me on Facebook, Aimee Lewis TV.